Yo, what's good, everybody? It's OSG. I'm here hosting today's Real Spill podcast with Credle. I'm so
Yeah,
happy to have you here, bro. Working with so many people and agreeing to different things. Like, you know how it is. Everybody just wants to
yeah.
show that good persona when first meeting someone. But I'm super happy we were able to lock in. Let's just get started by telling everybody where you're from and how everything came about with you making music.
Yeah. Well, first off, I just gotta say thank you, OG, for having me. And as
Sure.
you know, I'm a man of my word. My word is bond. So when I say I'm gonna tap in with you, tap in. That goes for all artists. If you say you're gonna tap in with somebody, tap in with them. Um,
Facts.
it might have took me a little longer than usual because I met like over 100 people, so I had to hit up all those DMs and stuff. But I got to, I got to everybody. You know.
Already.
But yeah, from Southside Jamaica, Queens, born and raised. And family. I mean, music starts in my family. You know what I mean. So pretty much started and stemmed from that. My father, uh, gospel singer. If I don't know, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the McDonald's Gospel Fest that goes down in New Jersey.
Oh
I'm not
no.
sure if they do it anymore, but he's a performer in that pretty, or compete in that pretty consistently. Got the year, so they'll bring me to that, and I'll see like your Johnny McClurkin's, your Fred Hammond's, your Mary Mary's, the
Yeah.
pillars of gospel music, pretty much.
Okay.
So I had that experience, and um, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. I had those parents where it's like we're going to church, and you
Hmm.
got two options: you're either going to be on the usher board or you're going to be in the choir, and the usher board for me was like really militant, so I was like, nah, that's not for me. So I enjoy myself being on the choir and I have fun with that, and everything stemmed from there. You can, I feel like the music that you can hear now, you can pretty much hear like those influences. And fun fact for those who don't know, uh, if you go to the credits, well, my pops is actually on the record Storm, which is the first record, which is the intro to my album. So
Word.
to have him on the record and I had that family, bond, and my sisters that you met, Moon Sky is
Yes.
also on the album.
Yes.
So like to have that, to have like the whole family, on our project is dope, and I look forward to, more music of ours coming out.
Okay. That's so dope. And I'm super excited to see what you guys have in store for everybody to tap into because you guys are super creative. Like I cannot compare you or her to any other artist I know. So refreshing and needed.
Mm,
So let's go ahead and just tap into it. So what made you get into music?
right.
Like as far as I don't want to say you started into music because you did say you grew up in that. Um, but as far as finding your sound,
Right.
how did you find your
Oh,
sound?
it was a long process for me. Everyone has their different journeys, right?
Yeah.
For me, it took a while. Like it took a while to find it, and just far as just what I wanted to speak on,
Mhm.
and then and also like sometimes it's not even about um things that's in your control. Like sometimes it's experiences and stories and just life that God has to bring you through, and
Right.
the album isn't the album without me going through like real life situations,
Hmm.
so you have that, and I'm not gonna lie, I got outside of my family, I studied the game, I studied the game, and I was studying the game without knowing I was studying the game, as a kid. Like shout out to my older brother, he would put me on to a lot of music,
Hmm.
he has me by 5 years, so I'm like 8 years old bumping Get Rich Dad Trying, then you have those are the days where he was buying like the actual CDs, the copies. So
Yeah.
like we had Give Rich Dad Trying, we had the clips, Loyal Women, we had like Nelly, I listened to Nelly, Ja Rule,
Yes.
Snoop Dogg, like NWA, like just like if I even on Saturday, right, like listening to Coldplay, listening to like Yellow Card or like Linkin Park and
Hmm.
Fergie and Black Eyed Peas and
Oh my God. Yes.
Pharrell, and like just so many names, like, and then as I got older, like Kid Cudi and who's like, probably the most inspiring, artist to me. Him and Kanye neck and neck.
Mhm.
As far as what inspires me like musically. But yeah, just studying the game, but then also just like, all right, what, like listening to music as a kid, and I realized as a kid I would be like, nah, I would have did this differently, or I would have did this, at this
Mhm.
point of the song. So then I just got to the point I was just like, yo, just do it yourself then.
Yeah.
So, because you feel like you could, do a better job, I started like listening to certain songs, or you would have did something differently. I
Yeah.
kind of just wanted to hear what I would come up with,
Mhm.
too. So, and it
Mhm.
was the best way for me to express myself because I wasn't very expressive as a kid. I really kept things in, um,
I
and
can
I
understand.
just needed an outlet to let it out. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
basketball wasn't enough. So, my
Mhm.
sports in general wasn't enough. So to write it out and sing it out, rap it out, helped a lot with that.
Okay, okay. Nah, that's what's up, man. That's so dope.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, so while creating, what would you say is your typical music that you create? Would you give it like a specific genre?
Um. No. No. I really like genreless music, and as you can probably tell by now, a lot of my music is a fusion of different genres, and those who know me, basketball is near and dear to my heart, and I translate a lot of that energy into music. So in basketball, what's going on now is like it's a positionless game, where
Yeah,
everyone, can play any position. So for me, it's like with music, it's like for me, it's just genreless. Like I just do what I feel and what I feel is right. Like I got some songs where it's like alternative rock mixed with like pop mixed with like hip hop. It's just different. Like
yeah, yeah,
and then one of the records you heard that everyone was going crazy to, Wolfpack, which isn't even out yet.
yeah. That's my favorite already. That,
Now you hear like the gospel influences, and you hear like the drill, you hear
yeah.
the R&B, you hear the the hip hop behind it, and
Mhm.
just want to be different. I just want to be different, and I want people to listen to my music, and you know, um, you might be able to say who it may remind you of, or you can be like, oh, I could tell who's he inspired by, but no one can ever say like, oh, like he sounds like, no, like,
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
at all.
So that's me.
That's
I don't play with it because of my sound. So that's why I took a little extra time too to find my sound. And honestly, music is always changing, right?
yes.
So I'm always evolving. Like even working on my next project is not gonna sound nothing like Tears of the Sun and Lonely. That's out right now. So
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
always changing, always challenging myself.
That's great. That's how you last in this music industry. Honestly,
Well,
like you have to be able to change because that's just how I feel like the world keeps moving forward. And that's really dope that you acquire change. Like
right?
honestly, yeah, that's really dope.
Because it's not a race. It's like, and
Exactly.
not to keep going, but it's just like I love these topics so much because it's just like, yo, like I call it a trendy artist. Like you only make the music that's trending right now. Like you
Mm,
know what I mean? And for me, it's just like, nah, like I'm gonna make timeless music. So I'm gonna just stick to what I do. You know what I mean? And just see how God moves me. You know what I mean? Because I was one of those artists. I was like, I'm not doing drill. I said I'm not doing drill, but it was just like one, never say never, right? And then
right.
two, it's just like, all right, this is how things is moving right now. Let
Mhm.
me just do it in my own way. You know what I mean? And it wasn't even forced. Like my producer, like he played it, and I was like, oh, this is fire. And like just the instrumentation of it, I was just like, yeah, I could still be me on it, on like the strings and the violin, and just how I was like, oh, I could still be me on it. So it made sense.
Yeah,
But you know, um,
that's
yeah,
so
you want to last in this game. So I'll leave it
all
at
day.
that.
Yo, I believe that 1,000. So, what is your creative process like? Since you did bring up your producer.
It's fun because it's in so many ways. Like I'll have songs where I'll come up with the melody like
Mhm.
on my own. Like I could do like randomly just walking or on a like traveling, to work or something,
Yeah.
and I'll just get a random like just hook in my head. Like I got a knack for hooks,
Mm,
and especially
that's
catchy
really
hooks, right?
dope.
Whoop pat. You know what I mean? So, but it just when it comes to me, I know I gotta like do a voice memo, so I'll record it and I'll bring it to my producer. I'll tell him how I'm feeling as far as like beat wise and
Mm,
production wise, and we'll build around it. And he'll like take my idea like to a whole nother level. Shout
um,
out Jay Carnell and the Resistance for doing that. And then I got a producer in the UK where like he'll send me like snippets of what he got, and then I'll just build upon it, and we'll structure it. How, like for example, with Wolfpack, like the beat was like fire already, like how it was, but it was pretty much like because I know you only heard it once, but
mm,
like you know how like the beat drops and everything, like it was like that. But like when you hear like the choir and like
yes.
just the strings by itself and like the piano and like I was like, nah, I pretty much orchestrated that. So I'm not a beat maker. I'm more of like an executive producer because I know how to
Mm,
piece and like put things together,
gotcha.
or who
Gotcha.
to get on what songs or like so you know. But
Okay.
that joint was fun. That joint was fun for real.
That's so dope. So what other roles do you play in this? Because you said you're not a producer, but you're executive producer. We know that you're an artist. So what other things do you do um, that would, stand out as a role that you play?
Yeah. So the one key component that ties everything together is being a songwriter. Like I used to take that for granted. I'm like, there's a lot of people that don't write their own music, and it's not saying there's nothing wrong with it,
Nice.
but for me, it's just I can't imagine someone writing my own story. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Or like I can imagine collaborating songwriting with someone. Um, but for someone just like here's like I don't know what that feels like. So yeah, so just being able to be a songwriter and executive producer as far as like what sounds I want to
mhm,
to get my message across um is pretty dope. And then I guess outside the creativity, I'm very key on the business side because as much as I love being a creative, it's really only 10%. So like knowing that business side, how to protect your music and how to market it, promote it, um, getting it into like TV and film, and
mhm.
I also act, as well.
That's dope.
So
That's so dope.
you
For real.
and I'm getting more into modeling as well. So ladies, I need a male vixen, hit me up, please.
Yes, hit him
Um,
up.
please, please
For
do.
sure.
You know,
All day.
I come to Georgia too. I go anywhere. Just just pay the
Yeah.
rent. But anyway, I'm,
Let's talk about
um,
it. Ah, you good.
but nah, I love entertainment in general. I love like anytime I can use it, get me to the next level. I'm
Mm,
here for it. Like
I
I
love that.
manifest to get my song into a movie that would bridge my way to landing acting roles, and that's what happened. Music got me in the door. So
Wow.
um, just looking at people honestly, such as like LL Cool J, Ice
Mhm.
Cube, um, Ludacris, like people that began doing music and then transition into the TV and film side. So that's something I'm looking into heavily.
Okay. Okay. Now that actually leaded me into the question of asking you which artists would you want to open up for right
Kid
now?
Cudi, Kanye,
Kid Cudi,
those two
Kanye.
off rip, like no debate, no like nah, those two, like off rip.
Okay. Oh, real. No, that's tough. Why Kid Cudi and Kanye?
They are to me like the creative pillars as far as just not caring about what other people think musically. Like they're gonna do what they feel is right, like sonically. And it's like either you like it or not, but they're not changing. Like this is what it is. Like
Right.
this is my sound, this is my style. The people that love it, that's my crowd. Like cool, and just not being afraid of being different, and I respect it.
Mm,
Um, and those two just really opened up the game, like allowing people, I mean, you could throw Drake in that situation, in that conversation too, as far as rappers being vulnerable in their music and opening up. But just the topics definitely with Kid Cudi, like how he speaks on mental health, like heavy, and
Mhm.
like just his context and
Yeah,
just everything he talks about, like,
yeah,
whew, it's he be having me here, like he be talking to me. I'm like, damn, I be feeling it. So like, those two, man, I can't wait to meet them.
yeah.
Can't wait to meet them. That's gonna be a dope day.
No, most definitely, especially Kid Cudi too. Um,
Yeah,
how did you feel about that video that went viral? They threw like a bottle at Kid Cudi.
yeah. It's crazy because it's like, and that's how I knew I loved to do. Because it's like I wanted to fight. Like, I wanted to fight to do. But it was just like, it's just unfortunate. People
Yeah,
are ignorant, and it just ruining the show for some people. Because just like, I would have been mad if I was there. If I'm seeing Kid Cudi for the first time and he
yeah,
walk off stage just because of someone else want to, be an a-hole. So it just, people just too confident. And I think there was another video I surfaced afterwards of where people was like throwing stuff at him. Yeah, so uh, it just sucks. But I'm glad that the tour that he had after that went well. I just hope to get to see him perform one day. Like, that would be dope.
yeah, most definitely. Because I'm with you on that answer. That was so cold hearted. Like you have no heart to
Yeah,
like.
like no one, like, imagine doing your job, like,
Yeah,
because that's his job. Like, he obviously loves it, and it doesn't feel like it, but that's his job.
right.
What he's doing, he's paid to be there. So let's say that dude's job was, I don't know, let's just say standing 9 to 5 in his pillar and at his desk. Imagine
Yeah.
if he was just throwing stuff at you at your desk. How you
No.
would feel?
See what? Nah,
So
I would lose my job that day. Like seriously. Because who are you to throw something at me? Like I see it as we are all gods, you know, like God is within us. So we should not be treated that way, especially if we didn't do anything wrong to that person. So, whew, don't get me
people
wrong.
hurt
I
people.
kind of
I'll leave
got
it at
started. This
that. Hurt people. That's
on
simple.
God. Hey, listen. So, what would you say is the best advice you've been given?
Oof. Um, when I first started doing music, I mean, that's a long list, but when I first started doing music,
Mm,
my older brother, he told me, this was 2014 when I first started taking it serious. Started like recording and everything.
mm,
And um, my brother, he told me, he was like, yo, he said, be patient. He said, it's gonna take some time to find your sound. And
mm.
at the time, it was like, yeah, I get it. But then, like, as time kept going, I'm like, dang, like, I understood that statement more now than ever. Because it took time. Like, my debut album took 7 years, and it
Uh,
wasn't like 7 years of like working on like the exact music, but like
mm,
7 years, like finding myself, going through trials and tribulations, um, just going through the process, you know what I mean? So, of being comfortable where I am sonically. And yeah, I didn't think it was gonna take that long, but I'm glad I'm here.
yes.
Or everything happened for a reason, so I don't, no,
Yeah.
no regrets.
Facts. Facts. No, that's what's up though. Yo, shout out to him. Seriously. Because a lot of
Word.
people they don't really be on that type of time. So
Yeah.
and let me see the next question that I have for you next. If you could change anything right now in the music industry, what would it be?
Oh man. Um, I be That's tough. I feel like just how hard it is as far as like, cause it's hard being an independent artist, right? And
Yeah, it is.
like having to fund everything yourself. And I get it, there's certain things that you got to market and budget for. But there's a lot of stuff where I'm like, bro, that Drake, why you cost that much, bro? Like, like to get certain, and you gotta invest in yourself. And I mean, and people just like, if you really want it, you invest in yourself. Like, yo, you talking to somebody who I do my taxes every year. I include because I do my music and I also work, so I do both.
Mhm.
I know how much I'm putting in to this joint more
Facts.
more than almost any month. So look, I see, how much I'm investing in everything, and as the years are starting to go on, I love the plus side where it's like, okay, I gave out this, but I got this. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? And it's a blessing to start, getting paid for gigs and like, getting placements and
Yes.
stuff like that. People are buying merch, people
Mhm.
buying the albums, so it's a nice balance ratio now. But my first 3 years, like you first like just dishing
Yes,
out, like
exactly.
I know for a fact, I'm like, yeah, through my year, 7, 8 years, like mm, I paid a pretty penny. I want to definitely say it's definitely in the high thousand, like
Nah,
if not six, if
I
not six
believe
figures,
it. I mean, it's only
like
right.
yeah,
It's only right. You're investing into yourself. Like, who else is
man,
gonna do it for you? And I feel like that's a lot. Like, that's the issue nowadays. I feel like a lot of people are feeling like a lot of things are just supposed to be given
yeah,
without really putting in that belief in yourself and investing. Like, it takes action when you believe. So you absolutely right. You gotta put that bread down.
yeah.
Got to.
Whew, I just wish sometimes, I'm like, dang, I feel like you taxing me right now, but um, I think one thing I would change is because it's a landslide that joint.
Mhm.
Because unfortunately, my Instagram page, I got hacked. I was almost close to 20,000. But that joint would like help me as far as like leverage,
Yeah.
like booking shows and stuff.
Mhm.
And I remember I was getting booked for a show, and they don't really, it's crazy. There be people that be having like 20, 50,000 followers, but can't bring nobody else to no shows.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like I remember, like I'm not gonna say the name of the show, but there was one of the shows I did, and I on one of the bills, because now I built up my new page, I had the lowest count followers wise, right?
Mhm.
But I've been doing this for so long, just like I know my crowd, so I brought out besides the headliner, like I brought out like the most people.
Mhm.
Like it was wolf pack in that joint for real, a bunch of wolves. So, um, but it's just like some people may look at your page because you got a certain following, like, but not listen to the actual music and if this person can actually bring people out. And
Mhm.
people just gotta pay attention, and really do
Yeah.
their homework
Yeah.
and also be ready. I mean, I have my own website, I have my press kit, I have video documentation of everything. So it's like you don't let a question what can
Okay.
you do for
Okay.
me? So
Nah, that's dope,
that's
bro.
I'll leave it at that.
Nah, that's major, major. Honestly, I like that answer. And I definitely want to ask you, how does this all like help you with your mental health? Like, how do you handle that with making music?
um, I would say that music is therapeutic for me. Um, it began as something that was just for me. Like I
Got
just needed to vent. Like, cause I started doing poetry first, and then that's how the rapping started. Then I started mixing and singing. Um, then I started to learn that it's much bigger than me. And once people started hitting me, I'm like, hey, like I was going through this and that. Your song helped me get through this. And at this point, when people first started hitting me up about it, I wasn't even talking about mental health yet. Like, I wasn't even talk. I was just rapping about uh, romantic relationships and like, cause that's what that's like my bread and butter as of now. but I can't wait for
Yeah.
Wolfpack to drop so people can hear other stuff. But people was able to resonate with it. But then I was like, you know what? I was like, yo, I'm gonna start tapping into mental health, and that's
Yeah.
when I dropped my first project, Realm of Two, in 2019, where it was like heavily speaking on, mental health, speaking on um, trials and tribulations, just talking about the real. Like people wanted
Yeah.
to hear that, and people resonate with it, and that's what I did again on this album. Just doing a balance of romance and just real life, and like I spoke on like drug abuse and how I was really going through it, drinking like 80 proof alcohol straight and just
Mm.
wilding,
Yeah. Yeah.
and what people appreciate, it was like, yo, like someone hit me up like last week, not even a week ago, a few days ago, just like, yo, I really resonated with this record and we spoke on this. People hit me up about which records they really resonated with,
Mm.
where they feel like I'm really talking to their soul, and this is
Mm.
just the gift I got from God. So to be able to express how someone is feeling sonically, like that's different. Like
It is.
that's just crazy. That's lit. That's like I can't ask for a better gift. Like
Mm.
I really can't. It's just fascinating to me. And people look at me like fascinating, and I look at other people, who creatives, like people who draw and do paintings. I'm like, I can't do none of that, but I could, I write, but it's just crazy how people can just, um, idolize one another. As far as like, dang, like you can do that
Yeah.
with music, and I'm like, dang, you can do that with a brush, like, so just being
Yeah.
appreciative of all art, at the end of the day, and
That's true.
especially even what you're doing, like what you're doing is key, like getting people to speak on their stories, and
Thank you.
um, so like you're important to it all, the media. So,
Definitely. Definitely.
getting the right stories out there. So,
Exactly. That's what it's about. And definitely, we're almost done with this interview, sadly, because I know we can keep going on and on.
facts.
But I just want to, let you know that I'm very thankful for you. I'm so happy that God placed you here, so that you can continue to bring out His message for all of us, because we need it. You are so important. You are valid. Um, and I just wanted to make sure I let you know that I appreciate you. Even though we met in person, I told you that, but I just wanted to make it a little bit more personal and let you know and let everybody know that I do appreciate you, and I'm always going to be here supporting you, always. So keep doing what
Or
you
likewise.
do. Thank you. Oh, and let everybody know what's next, as far as Wolfpack, the song. I'm not sure if that's the only
Oh,
song that's going to be coming out. Like, let everybody know what to expect. What's next?
yeah. So, well, right now you guys can type in. I just dropped my debut album, called Tales of the Sad and Lonely. Dropped a new
Hey.
music video. Also, called for my record Best Sex Ever, which is one of the songs on the album, and I still have my music video, The Chase. Those are the two singles from the album. And right now, it's only been out a few weeks. We're already at over 755,000 streams,
Whoop,
on Spotify. So numbers is looking good. The response has been great, and definitely tap in
so
with
true.
that. And just know we're building a lot of momentum towards 2023. Just know that Wolfpack is on the way. That we riding the wave. We riding the wave. We there. We there.
Yes, sir. Y'all heard that Wolfpack is
Word.
right up in the fucking
This is
way.
up next. It's
It's
up
up
next.
next all day.
Mhm.
No, but I really do appreciate you once again for collaborating with me on this and just talking about your story with us. And we'll definitely be keeping in contact with you for future content, all of that.
Oh yeah. Last before I go, yo, make sure y'all copy our merch on
Cop
my
that merch.
website. Credleentertainment.com. Get your merch. You can follow me on Instagram. I am period Credle. Credle. Let's get it.
For sure, bro. Hey, this thing gonna kick us out, but I do appreciate you so much. Be safe, okay?
You too.
Peace.